any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Violence on the highway can assume many forms, many disguises. The Highway Patrol is constantly reminded that the most simple inconvenience may be the cause or the effect of criminal action. So there are no new crimes in the book, just new variations on the old ideas, and new criminals to try them out.
You wait here, Gus.
Yeah, wait up.
Wait here. More trouble, Mr. Holly?
Yep. Oh, hi, Masterson. Might have known you would show up today.
I understood you were having another run of bad luck.
So naturally, here you are again, hovering around like a buzzard. Excuse me.
Oh, no, you've got it all wrong, Mr. Holly. A buzzard thrives on misfortune. My plan is designed to prevent it.
I'm sorry, Masterson. I told you last week I had all the insurance I could afford.
But I'm not selling insurance.
Well, whatever it is you call it.
Transportation maintenance service.
It even sounds expensive.
It's a lot less expensive than those breakdowns you've been having.
You let me worry about that.
Mr. Holly, how much it cost you for your breakdowns, delayed runs, spoiled cargoes, and unhappy customers?
All right, so I can't afford those expenses, but neither can you. Why, you would go broke paying off on my bum luck.
Now, Mr. Holly, if I were selling insurance, I'd agree. But I'm selling a service, a transportation maintenance service that guarantees to keep your trucks running.
You mean to tell me your mechanics are better than mine?
Mr. Holly, the best mechanics in the world can make mistakes. Now, let's face it, you've been suffering from a lot of mistakes lately.
So?
So, if your mechanics make mistakes, you lose money. If my mechanic makes a mistake and is working for you, then my company pays you every penny of your financial loss. Think it over. Of course, if you feel that it's too expensive, well...
Just a minute, Masterson.
Yes?
I couldn't afford to pay another mechanic's salary. Not just now, anyway.
No. All you have to do is pay the premium for the service. I pay the mechanic to supervise your shop and check every piece of equipment that's put out on the road.
My mechanics do that.
And?
Your deal's too good. I still think there's a catch somewhere.
You're a hard man to convince. Here, have one of my cards.
I already have 4 of them.
I have another one. Call me when you decide.
Yeah.
Goodbye for now.
Well?
You're softening up. Get in, Gus.
The other never took this long.
It needs a little more convincing.
We've been too easy on him. A stubborn guy like that needs more than flat tires and leaky gas tanks.
Get in, will you, Gus?
Okay.
Hello, Helen. Just a minute. Hey, Freddie, hold it up a minute, will you? Helen, get me George Morton at the Truckers Association.
Yes, Holly, I know about the load you lost on the highway, but you can't blame that on Masterson. As far as the Trucking Association's concerned, he's running a perfectly legal business. What? What kind of evidence? Well, yes, might be a good idea. Yeah, I'll call you back. Right. Miss Johnson, get me the Highway Patrol. I want to speak to Dan Matthews.
This is how we do it, Mr. Matthew. 4 strands of rope. Any one of them strong enough to keep a load on the tailgate. Now, the load that hit the highway was tied on exactly like this.
You say that all 4 strands broke?
Yeah. I can understand one of them breaking, maybe even 2. But all 4 at once.
There are never any major breakdowns. Just ropes breaking, no water in the batteries, gas leaking. I've been with the Trucking Association a long time, Dan. Things like that just don't happen regularly.
I might be willing to say it could happen by accident, but coming after all those other breakdowns, the flat tires, the leaky radiators, and broken accelerator cables, and then this Masterson guy popping up to sell that maintenance service, I don't know. Looks like the old protection game to me.
The report from the Trucking Association says he runs a legitimate business.
Well, we investigated as far as we could, Dan. The truckers that have signed up with him claim he's living up to all his promises.
What promises?
To cut down the number of accidents on the road or cover the financial loss.
In other words, they have breakdowns till they sign up, then the breakdowns stop. Is that it?
Of course, that's what they're paying him for. Dan, we realize we have no
Wait a
definite
minute.
evidence.
A leaky gas tank can set a highway on fire. A blowout can send a truck out of control and kill a lot of people. The clutch slips today, the brakes don't hold tomorrow, and then we have a mass funeral for the victims. Oh, there's no evidence that these breakdowns are premeditated. Let's find out fast.
What do we do first, Mr. Matthews?
These the ropes that broke?
Yeah, all 4 of them.
Well, we'll start with these.
The first shred of evidence was found on the ends of the ropes. They had been made to look frayed and worn to the naked eye, but the microscope revealed definite evidence of knife cuts. Obviously, this so-called accident had been planned in advance. In view of these facts, a complete check was run on Masterson's operation. His business background was found to be above reproach. Nevertheless, a day and night watch was maintained on the activities of Masterson and his assistant, Gus Montana. With the help of the Trucking Association, a timetable was compiled of all the breakdowns that had occurred since Masterson's appearance. It was discovered that the breakdowns would be confined to one area for a few months, then they'd shift to another area, then another. As the reports of the breakdowns came in, the information on hand was checked against the stories of the truck drivers themselves.
Oh, Dan, another Harley breakdown, Dan. The report just came in.
Where's this one?
About 12 miles out of Louisville.
That's the current trouble spot. Have them hold the driver there. I want to talk to him.
Okay.
Hi.
I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol. You need any help?
No, thanks, officer. One of your boys stopped by and told me to wait here. He radioed for a tow car.
What happened?
Motor's burned out. Started smoking about a half mile back. I can't figure it out.
Did you stop any place before this happened, I mean?
Well, I stopped for lunch a half hour ago, so.
Where?
At the Walnut Cafe, about 2 miles back up the road. Why?
Do you stop there very often?
All the time. It's the best truck stop on this route.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Let me have a number 4.
Tomatoes are pretty warm. Refrigerator's on the blink. It's a good thing I got a dishwasher that knows something about motors. As soon as I get that refrigerator paid for, it goes haywire.
Let's give it. Give me something cold to drink. What's that building over there?
A bunkhouse for truck drivers who want to grab some shut-eye. It's good for business.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah?
One of the hauling men's bunking up for a while. Want you to wake him in an hour.
Okay, Artie.
You want me for anything else today?
Nah, take off. See you tonight.
Okay.
Good boy, that Artie. Works hard. Keeps that bunkhouse as clean as a whistle. That's why drivers like stopping here.
Just a little dirt in the starter switch. It'll be okay now.
Where are you going?
Out for a smoke.
What about them dishes?
I gotta relax once in a while.
He's got to relax. That Jenkins is so relaxed that sometimes I think his spine must have been removed. Right in the middle of a job, out he goes for a smoke. Half the time, I don't even know where to look for him.
Well, I gotta get back to work. How much do I owe you?
10 cents.
I think we struck pay dirt out here at the Walnut Cafe. The dishwasher, his name's Jenkins. I'll stall out here till you can send a man out. No. Don't pick him up, just tail him. Now, in case I'm wrong about Jenkins, check the other personnel out here. One is Mike, he's the owner, and Artie, the handyman. They might be our link to Masterson.
I don't like this, Artie. I don't like it a bit.
Business is business.
Suppose I don't give you this money.
I told you. I go to the cops.
That landing you and Jenkins right in the jail.
For malicious mischief? You don't think I'd mind that, do you, Mr. Masterson?
You know something? Maybe you're right. Sometimes it's a good business to protect one investment with another. Yeah. Maybe you deserve a bonus, Artie.
When I have to work like a bum, sweeping out a greasy spoon cafe and making up beds in a bunkhouse, I expect to be paid like a gentleman. Besides, the cost of living's gone up.
We'll discuss the economic situation some other time, Artie. Get out. You know, Gus, I think that Artie's troubled with the cost of living. Tell Jenkins to solve his problem for him.
Hey, Dan, take a look at this.
What is it, Jenkins?
No, it's a rundown on that handyman's activities so far today.
Left Cafe 9:20 this morning. 5 the office building, 790 South Webster, 9:50. Left office building, 10:25, returned to cafe. That's all?
Take another look. That building there.
790 South Webster. Wait a minute. 790, that's Masterson's address.
It's 1:30 now. He hasn't left the cafe yet.
Let's bring him in. Where's Artie?
In the bunkhouse, I guess. What's the matter?
Thanks. Artie, you in there? Artie! All right, come on, Artie, wake up. Come on, Artie.
It began as a series of truck breakdowns, premeditated and prearranged. A new variation on the old protection racket. But now it had become the oldest crime of all, murder. The murder weapon was a jackhandle from the victim's own car, but the lab found no fingerprints that could be identified with the crime. An examination of the victim's personal belongings revealed no new evidence, no motives to help establish the guilt, no new suspects. Mike, the owner of the cafe, swore he hadn't left the counter between 11 and 1:30, and customers verified his story. Jenkins, the dishwasher, admitted he had left the cafe during that time, but he claimed he had not gone to the bunkhouse. There were no witnesses to prove or disprove his statement, and not enough evidence to link him to the crime. Somehow, Artie's visit to Masterson had something to do with the murder, but so far there was no way to prove it. The reports from the officers tailing Masterson verified everything he had to say. But the reports on Gus Montana's activities were a bit more revealing.
Yeah, Artie was a friend of mine. We both worked for Mr. Masterson upstate.
What kind of work?
Checking insurance claims on trucks mostly. I'm pretty good at mechanical stuff. So was Artie.
What kind of work do you do now?
Well, I'm sort of an inspector. You see, Mr. Masterson has these mechanics working for the truckers, you know. And my job is checking up on them, inspecting the work they do.
Okay, that's all.
That's all?
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, okay, if that's all.
Hiya, Mr. Matthews.
Hi, Mr. Hawley. How your trucks doing lately?
No breakdowns for 2 days, but that doesn't mean much. I still haven't signed up for Masterson's service.
Yeah, I know. I want you to sign up with him now.
With Masterson? Are you kidding?
No. Once you sign up, your breakdowns will stop. Isn't that right?
That's the way it usually works.
All right, fine. You take the service, but keep having breakdowns. We'll make Masterson pay till it hurts.
And if it doesn't, I'm the one that gets hurt. I've got customers to service.
You go along with me. I'll take full responsibility.
Well, all right, I'll take a chance. Your idea is you want Masterson to think his signals are crossed. Is that it?
Yeah, that's right. Now, can you make the breakdowns look legitimate and expensive?
Well, if Masterson has been doing it to me all this time, why can't I do it to him? You know, I could go to jail for this, faking insurance claims.
Oh, hi, Gus. Well, I landed the big one.
Hawley, how'd you do it?
Persistence, my boy, persistence. Look, you'd better get a hold of Jenkins. Tell him to lay off of Holly's trucks. After all, he's a client of ours now.
Jenkins is staying away from all the trucks till the heat about Artie's death cools.
I know, but he ought to know about Holly. After all, he might get a little restless, so you give him a call, huh? Now.
Look, Mr. Masterson, the cops might be able to trace the call.
All right, then send him a note. You've got his post office box number. Well, what's wrong with you now, Gus?
I don't like it. I don't like it. The cops are too close to us now. And it was like this before.
Listen, Gus, remember this. Jenkins killed Artie. Not you and not me. Jenkins. So just relax and stop worrying and get word to him, will you?
All right.
Jim Hawley put the plan into operation almost immediately. His drivers, understanding the situation, were more than willing to cooperate. The only problem was that Masterson cooperated too. He paid off every claim without a whimper.
What'd you find, Gus?
Not a thing. The mechanic claimed he checked that load before he sent it out, and I can't see anything wrong with it now.
I told you the driver fixed it. There was a short in the starter motor.
Where'd he discover it?
At the Walnut Cafe. The driver stopped for a bite to eat, and when he got back in the cab, the truck wouldn't start. It was laid up for about 5 hours. I'm afraid this is going to cost your company a pretty penny, Masterson.
It's all part of our service.
Looks like my streak of bum luck hasn't run out yet.
Just send your report in, Mr. Hawley. We'll see that you get your check immediately.
Okay, fine.
They figured out the Walnut Cafe.
That makes 4 claims I've made, and they're paid off on every one. I think this plan of yours is backfiring.
Look, Hawley, my neck's as far out as yours. I told you if it doesn't work, I'm responsible. We're just going to have to keep plugging along till something breaks, and we hope it's Masterson. Yes, that's right. I want more breakdowns. Make them as expensive as you can, because if this idea is going to be a flop, let's make it a big one.
Do you really think Jenkins is trying to cross us up?
Listen, Gus, Jenkins works for money. I wouldn't be a bit surprised with what somebody's paying him higher wages than I am. Masterson speaking. Yes? Oh, yes, Mr. Hawley. All right. Another one.
That's right, Masterson. 7 claims in 10 days. 7 breakdowns in spite of this service you're giving me. Sure, you make up my losses, but I still have to explain things to my customers. Unless something is done about it pretty quick, you can count on paying for some canceled contracts.
All right, I'll be right over.
What's that about?
Better get ready for a showdown, Gus.
With Hawley?
With Jenkins.
Let's go.
7 breakdowns and he hasn't squawked. I don't get it. No, we can't cancel out the idea. We're in too deep. I guess we're going to have to play our trump card, the big one, just as soon as you can. Right.
Glad you could make it, Masterson. I think I found the answer to those breakdowns I've been having.
Yeah?
One of my men spent the night at the Walnut Cafe bunkhouse, and he woke this morning a little earlier than he planned. When he went out to the truck, he saw somebody leaning over the gas tank. Looked like he was up to no good.
Did he get a look at the man?
Not a good one. It was dark, and the guy took off like a rabbit when he saw the driver. Now, my man isn't sure, but he thinks it's somebody that works around the cafe. I was going to report the incident to the Highway Patrol, but I thought you ought to know about it first.
Why?
Well, you know how tough competition is among truckers. This could be the start of a highway war.
You mean this guy might be working for another trucker? Somebody's out to keep your trucks off the road?
It's happened before. If it gets out of hand, Masterson, that maintenance service of yours will go up for grabs. I thought you ought to know about it before the Highway Patrol takes over.
Yeah, I appreciate that. After all, your competitors are my clients, too, you know. If that man your driver saw is being paid off by another trucker, I want to handle the matter my own way.
Need any help?
Oh, we can take care of it. Come on, Gus.
Take it easy.
Right. Hello, Helen. Get me the Highway Patrol, will you, please?
Okay, Mr. Hawley, looks like things are going to work out for us.
Dan,
Yeah?
3264 just called in. Masterson is headed toward the Walnut Cafe.
Tell him to stay with Masterson. Alert all cars in the Louisville area to stand by for instructions. Come on, let's get out there.
Bunkhouse. Look, no rough stuff. At least not here.
It won't be too rough.
Just as a precaution. You know how enthusiastic you get sometimes. Come on. Hello, Jenkins.
What's this all about? What do you want?
We want you, Jenkins.
Mr. Masterson don't like any rough stuff, chum. Come on, come on. Get on your feet.
All right, Jenkins, that's enough of that foolishness. Get on your feet.
Something wrong?
It's all right. Here, you take this. Whatever you do, don't leave this bunkhouse.
What are you gonna do?
Just let me take care of it my own way.
What's he up to?
Relax. Don't get yourself in an uproar. What do you think you're doing?
Maybe you ought to take a look, too. Go ahead, see for yourself. Looks like I'm going to have you for company, this little sellout. Go ahead, look for yourself.
You stay right there.
A revel-loving boss always takes care of his boys. Doesn't he, Gus? First he fixes a murder rap on me. Now he's fixing you, too. He's got us all framed and ready to hang. Right, Gus? Ready to hang. You and me.
You can only hang once.
We ought to get special privileges. Gus just saved the state some money.
That gives us more to use on you two. Take them in. Get an ambulance and a doctor here right away. This is one kind of a breakdown his insurance didn't cover. See the Highway Patrol in action again next week. Until then, remember, leave blood at the Red Cross, not on the highway. This is Bradley Crawford saying see you next week.